Hi, folks. Hello, greetings and hi. How y'all doing today? What's going on? SIL here. We're doing a show. We're live. We're a little bit 30 minutes late. I had some pressing matters to attend to. And by pressing matters, I mean eating. But, yeah. Sometimes you just get off, get home, or chill out. I mean, normally I don't have a problem making it, but tonight I had a little bit of problem making it, so. Hey, I didn't mention it last time. Abby, how you doing, man? I didn't mention it last time, but it's day 203. 200 days of the 100 days. Y'all been keeping up? Y'all got 200 birds? There's a lot of planes, man. It's a lot of planes. I don't know if y'all have them or not, but I mean, my stack is now quite substantial. Probably need to just go ahead and basically delete all, destroy all the planes I've built up to this point. Because, I mean, seriously, I've got so many now, it ain't worth it, you know what I'm saying? So, all that being said, so, I got a new plane that rolled out. That's how I did it. Okay. So that's in the rule of thirds. It's just a rule of something else. Alright, that's kind of what I thought. So, I haven't officially, okay, it's part of the test fleet. And I wrote about it. It's this bird right here. An idea I had spawned from ND19-3, which you've been... NASA's in the process of actually doing the move, so NASA is probably peeking in, but not going to be live on the show tonight, as he won't be next week, because literally he's in the middle of the move. I think these were the last items he packed up, so expect to see him back on. Let's go ahead and give him mid-month next month. I know that 2 weeks, but he may need to settle in, and he probably wants to get everything set up. So, in the meantime, I hope you guys are here. I got some, ideas. No, today is April 22nd, Wednesday. Come on now. Yeah, I know. You, it's earlier for you. I know. So new design. I'm gonna it's not exactly an official rollout. It is, but it's not. I didn't even write on this damn thing. But I did fly it and calendarize it, so I put it in the flight log because it was cracking. It's not a bad plane. I developed this one, believe it or not, from this one. And you can see some similarities, but I'm beginning to find that this aircraft, I've kind of taken some findings on it and gone from there. I know. And it's quite cool that you have that. And it's quite cool that it's morning for you while it's evening for us, because we haven't caught up to you yet. So, but again, neat. I love time changes, man. It's so cool having that aspect there. Yeah, this is based off of the ones I've been flying. This is this is the one I call ND19-3. This is the first one right here. I'm sorry, this is the second one. But I just got done, and you saw this, I was taking it apart because I've been trying to figure out how to get this one right. Because this one in particular flew really, really good when it did. I don't know if I think there's a video on it. But I don't remember if I took pictures. At least I think I did that too. But the point is, though, this one worked. And I've been trying to figure out, I've been trying to make sure I get what, worked about it. However, I knew with these newer ones that I've been building, like this, let me get that one out of here first. These, which I've been obsessed with, including the one that spent the night on the roof, these are all the ones I've been building recently. You'll notice a very set pattern to these. This is the one I was using to illustrate to NAS before, with the what we call the floating rudders back here. Which took this rudder out, and again, learning some things about this. I've also considered the fact that it literally might be the weight balance of the aircraft, and the lack of the nose might be what's preventing it from flying as good. So I have just learned, actually, by taking apart the original ND19-3, that these are nothing like this one. All 5 of these on here, not like this one here that was built back in the day. This one is from 2 years ago, I think. Well, it's ND19, so yeah, it is. So that being said, I don't exactly know what I'm dealing with. Whether or not I'm dealing with... I don't quite get it because the folds needed to create this one, which I haven't decided whether or not it really is an offshoot or not. The folds are different, and yet the noses on these newer ones get heavier than this one. So I'm kind of not exactly understanding how I got that. And it's like, okay, obviously the wings are a little bit more narrow, and these typically have, except for these two, have a delta diamond, what we call the delta diamond back here. These two have it. These two a little bit. But this one does not, because it's on the anhedrals. But I also noticed that, like, as well as the folding methods beforehand, this plane also, there's a little bit more fuselage, less slant. And there's also greater anhedral size back here. So I don't know if... I really don't know if I'm probably going to, like, I should actually genuinely consider this a new plane. Which would make this, and this is a segue into what I'm talking about with this new aircraft here. This one I really, like, officially going to roll out because I like working with this one. This one had some outstanding flights yesterday. I mean, dude, for real. This thing was awesome. I don't think I tried it without that tail, but it flew really, really good. So anyway, what I'm getting at though is and I probably should do this on my channel, but because this is more of a SIL thing, but I want you guys to tag along with me on it. So since, like, I've built other planes this year, but if I'm really going to test them, they actually get that moniker of ND new design, the year, dash, whatever number of plane it is. So this would be ND21-1, while this thing would be ND21-2, because I was thinking about literally making it ND21-1. But after realizing now that this is not the same plane as this, yeah, this is probably going to be -1 here. And maybe stillborn, because these are still having that major corkscrew problem. And the corkscrew problem I talked about, like, okay, this is fascinating stuff. All of these planes actually have this corkscrew problem. This one did. This one does, even still. And if you'll notice, hey, Robert, what's going on, man? If you'll know, yeah, I know. Like, this is what I want everybody to do on the channel. Is like, if you got some new builds, you know, you got your channel, and I noticed you put up a video on there, Robert, and I get a chance to watch it. I will watch it as soon as the show concludes. I'm interested to see that. But, like, yeah, if there's news, I'd like it to get out here. So, but anyway, this one, while it corkscrews, you can't. You try to bring it in here so you can see it, but there are flaps cut in to both wings. And to fight the corkscrew, there's up flap to the starboard wing, and no flap to the port wing, which is what it seems to like, because it does, like these, like literally, I don't know what it is. I'm still going to work with it because I haven't given up on this design yet. I still want these to work. I definitely want 19.3 to work, because they all look the same even though they're all different. They're like a similar family. And then this one, they all literally corkscrew to the right. Every single bloody one of them. It's funny. It's strange. I don't know if it's something that I do during my construction process. If it's something that actually makes them twins. I don't know. It fascinates me that they do this. I don't exactly know why. I do have a strong suspect now in what I was talking about just a moment ago. If you remember a show we did not too long ago, and I can get this playing, where I was... what was it, about a month now, maybe a little bit longer, where I was introducing a Banshee that I had built at work, that somebody, while they're I have this puppy handy? Somebody while I was at the job, it's this one right here. Okay. You can't tell it now, and I might have done it on the show. This Banshee, this in particular, I built this one at work and flew it inside. And then somebody gave me the idea of, it's got these two staples in it. Banshee doesn't typically do that, but this one does. We put a paper clip in the nose here, and then, which one? This one or that one? You can't tell so much that's pink, but these are both pink. This one's a hot pink, and just like this hot orange. These two are a little thicker bonded paper too than, well, that one is. Okay. These two are regular Xerox. These are thicker bonded paper, which is also another reason why this is the only test article right now. That needs to change, because I got to figure out whether or not it likes, regular paper. It likes, I put a lot of tech on this thing already to start with, and I don't really want it to become that plain. So I got to work with that. But anyway, let me get back to this before I'm segueing here. This Banshee was found to fly a lot better and way more range than technically Banshee should have, because Banshee is like one of my... I need to have a little tournament like NASA's doing too, because I need to figure out who's what exactly. What this one was a possibility for being my close support, or if not, like, it's going to be in a fly-off, basically with Goblin, and also probably partially with Diamant, and to a lesser extent, Vampire. Because I've got those three, and they're definitely the closer range birds. I'm trying to find out. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this is the one that did it. If you guys remember this one, this Banshee is the one that did it. And again, what we did was, once we compete and figure out which one's the shortest range, I know, she got some cool look to it, doesn't it? Yeah. We're basically trying to find out, though, is like, and what I suspect these planes are having a problem with is the same thing that Banshee discovered was not having a problem with. I do believe you're changing the balance of the aircraft. It's quite obvious. You're changing the balance of the aircraft by putting the paperclip on it and extending it out where there is no body. So there's more weight in front. And, of course, way up front. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's probably along the same lines with this. I don't know if I can, nor if I don't know if I should try to test putting something out that extends out and giving it more body, because, again, when you look at it, that's pretty short. When I just cut off a nose, that probably would give it out to... I don't have it in front of me, but I could guess that it would probably stick out at least another inch. Definitely from the keel, but probably from here, following the slant. So, I can't keep that nose on. I really want to use this nose, but I'm also thinking that might actually be the problem. I might be taking so much out of it that maybe I should try to snub and then work the increments back. But first of all, I want to take the tech off. I want to de-tech it first and see if it works. So, it's got a lot of spider stuff to it from NAS. Like this downward slant to the rudder, the fuselage here, and the inward pinch of the anhedrals, they go towards the front. I'm going to get rid of those, and I'm going to decrease the slant to almost level. I'm going to keep it, but I want to keep it like a lot less severe than this one, per se, because obviously you can see it's like really fat up here and really thin back here. This is almost like 3/4 of an inch. This is like 1/4. I'm going to like decrease that to follow along the lines of 19.3 here, where it's just a subtle slant and there's probably less anhedral. However, now that I've also discovered that these two planes are not the same, I'm going to build a couple more of these 19.3s to figure out if 19.3 is as good as it is, and then build 21-1, which is what this is. And it also makes me, like, this one is definitely going to have the name. This one, I don't know so much, because it hasn't worked, and if I don't get it to work, it will be stillborn. So, I was planning on actually seeing if you guys might want to build this one with me and see if one of you guys get this thing to work. If you got to fly the Banshee tomorrow, I could do that. I was going to fly, dude, I was going to fly today, but Well, you guys hadn't heard. We got snow today. It was crazy. Oh, we had one of what those patented Wisconsin snow globe days where like literally 5 minutes. Okay, for most of the morning it was snowing, and I don't know if it made national news, but we had a massive wreck on the roads because, you know, people in Wisconsin, oh my God, we get snow in Wisconsin? Never heard of that. People always getting wrecks in the, you know, roads in the wintertime here because nobody knows how to drive in snow, even though they lived here their whole fucking lives. Anyway, so we had this massive wreck, and the snow, that was because of the snow this morning. We got like almost 3 inches of snow today. And considering we're going to be like in the 60s this weekend, it's out freaking rages. But anyway, this is probably winter's last hurrah. Any case, I know, well, I mean, yeah, the U.S. is taking like a beating right now, but we should all come back from it pretty hard, like come weekend and next week. Wait, you asking him or me, the advanced wasp? I don't have an advanced wasp yet, even though these planes kind of look like that. Anyway, sidetrack. Yeah, when I do the tourney, I'm thinking about whether or not I'm actually going to, like, take this newer version of Banshee and increase its range, because I don't need that. But then again, I've got competition in the, like, you know, shorter range dynamic, so I don't know if I need Banshee to... Am I going to need Banshee to do, you know, more of that? So now I also got to figure out how to get their freaking tail ends like this to set, because they don't like doing that. I'm going to have you hold on to this during some of the show so I can see if I can get that wing down. Because I like... Banshee, I have found out that it needs these like this. You can't put them down. You can't put them up. They can't be up like this one likes to stick. They got to be like this, which makes it look cooler anyway, but they have to be like that or else the plane doesn't like it. So I've also noticed little things about... Hey, I'm getting sidetracked. That's not what I'm talking about. I keep talking about Banshee all damn day. Okay, fine, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah. If you'll notice back here in this tail end of this one, there's a cut there. See that? See that little cut? When I did that little cut, it did not like it anymore. But when I taped it back on, so it's now got this little piece, and this it likes. It didn't like having it all the way to the back, and it didn't like having it cut all the way back that I did, but it likes having this piece. Subtle nuances you have to think about on your planes when you actually build them like this, because it's strange that like little differences like that mean a whole lot to the aircraft. So that little piece is taped back on because the plane likes it. So really strange, yeah. So anyway, but these, yeah, I'm going to detect these. I'm going to take away the pinch. I'm going to take away the slant, see if I can get these to work, and then put it out to pasture or not. I don't know. I mean, I kind of don't like putting up test planes personally for the public to use unless I really want to get y'all involved, because if it's a fighter, if it's an aircraft I plan on using, I don't want like everybody. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? R2 is long since retired too, right? I mean, that's cool. I like it because it's almost kind of like having a little, you know, like modern kind of lightning looking plane. You know, and by lightning I mean the F-35. It kind of has that look, you know, kind of. And I can change the shape of these, which also helps that out a great deal. So, gotta make sure I catch this thing. I might have to build this out of some structure. But in any case, I was actually thinking about making one of these on the show tonight and sharing it with you guys and seeing if, like, you guys can help me, like, further this little design along. Like I said, my next step is to detect it and see if I can get it to, I don't know, be something more than it is. I know because it's your RR series, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. You're on the, your mainstream is the 7 and you're working, like, you're into T&E on the 8, right? It is T&E, right? So you still have one? Is it like, in your palace maybe, or the pad? Diamants would probably be one of the ones too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Phase 3? That's going to be a little, a short time coming. So I got to go in order now. I got to go in order. But I'm thinking about getting, like I said, I'm thinking about having you guys help me out with this one. Because, well, I need a little bit. I need a little bit of like input. So I guess one of the better ways to do it is to get other people involved. And hell, why not, right? Testing with other people involved is a good idea. It's not like you usually test. I mean, yeah, a lot of us test with ourselves and just have our one bird and tweak it until we find it, but it'd be kind of cool to get other people's inputs on these. So maybe we can do that. Maybe we can have a little bit of build with my brand new test bird. These are not old. These are, like I said, this is BND21-1 if it functions. So, yeah, that'd be cool. And like I said, I don't feel like I'm wasting on the show. You want to do it? Let's do one real quick here. Get you a regular sheet. I'm just going to use a standard sheet. I'd love it. Man, I got to get me some A4. I'd love to use A4. Sometimes I truly think I can't build a real phase 1 anymore because I'm pretty damn sure that I built phase 1s, true phase 1s, out of A4 paper because I built them in Germany. And even I was an American kid going to an American school, but they gave us paper that was in the economy. So, the government, the commercial activity, we've always shipped our stuff over, blah, blah, blah. But I'm pretty sure I bought some. Or had been, not me personally, I was like 11. But I'm pretty sure I was given some that was like, I think it was literally A4 paper. But anyway, in landscape, no, we'll do it in portrait. Okay. Okay, so yeah, your standard 8.5 by 11 sheet here, folks. We're gonna do a build. Let's do a build. Help me out with this thing. This is my bird. This is one of these that I've been flying, obsessed with basically for a month and a half. What may be ND21-1. Okay, so you got your sheet, all right? Okay, so you're going to need the ruler to give you an idea. It's not I don't want you to get I have not locked down this pattern yet, okay? And I also don't want to make it complex. So what you're going to do is fold this by what you could call loosely the rule of thirds. If you do photography, you know what that is. But so we're going to fold it in thirds, and since it's not technically thirds, okay, but you're dealing with like 3.5 sheet. My God, I'm saying this right? Hold on, let me reconfirm this because I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like an idiot, but I'm gonna make sure I'm giving you the right plane. And by that I mean like the pattern I'm following is the same here. Before I get into it, like I said, I don't want to screw you guys up. So let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. It is. Okay, so what you're doing is, basically, again, you're folding it into, basically thirds. It does not have to be accurate. You just have to make sure that the piece you're folding back here and the piece you're folding, there's equal amounts of paper there. I mean, you could practically eyeball it if you wish. But I look at it as, where the hell? Why is it when I measure it with the damn ruler at work, it turns out to be like 3 3/4, and now it doesn't look like that anymore? Is it 3 3/4? Yeah, it is. Okay, so basically 3.5 inches. Okay, because if you fold the top over to the back, say about 3.5 inches, you're about splitting it in half. But my point is I don't want it to be exact. So anywhere in the neighborhood, okay, like literally, as long as it's between 3 1/4 to 3 3/4, you got it right. All right, so you got that first fold, okay? Use the fingernails, crease that puppy, okay? All right. So you end up with that, and again, it's thirds, all right? That's the crucial part. That's the only thing you'll need the ruler for, just to make sure you've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.5 inches here and here. All right, then fold that puppy in half. Well, I mean, I've got, again, you've got the thing on the ground here, so you know what your ruler size is. So fold it in half. Whether it's the fold that you just made is in or out is of no consequence. One of the reasons some of these look as cool as they do is because on occasion I've made it outside, and then sometimes I've made it inside. I've also learned something else about these, and NASA's going to want to get in on this action too, but I'm going to put this one to the inside this time. Because your folds are going to be Okay, so you're creasing that. But I've got a plane that's black again, so, because BLM, baby. I've kind of extended that thing. Every time I make a black plane, you know. Alright, so the thing about also these, of course, like if you want to keep your plane symmetrical, you're keeping it balanced, you obviously want to make your folds the same, so you're going to kick it to the outside. Now, in this one's case, I'm going to kick it to the outside, but I'm going to bring it back to the inside. So this is the part where I was going to have it make it pay attention. Obviously, your triangle fold comes next here. Give it a little bit of a slant. Very subtle, very slight. It doesn't follow the keel that you folded here. It kicks out a little bit. I mean a little bit. You bring it basically to the tip, but then it starts to come out from the keel. I've literally only got like, that's probably less than 1/4 of an inch, but just so you got a little bit of space. I mean, and we're building test articles, so it doesn't have to be exact, but, and then of course make your fold on this side and make it follow. Again, that symmetry is most important, so you're following the outside here. So you got that there, alright? And you should have, obviously, a little bit of your fold on the outside of the triangle there. You got that? Okay. And then make the next fold. Also, kind of try to keep it in line with the one you just did. So there's a little bit of a slant. You fold the tip all the way down to the nose in the front, but there's a little bit of a slant, so it's not entirely following that keel. That's important. Don't ask me why. Okay, so doing that again. Now I pair it off. It's a simple bird. Looks kind of cool. They fly really good. I mean, they fly fast. They have the potential to fly far if they would just stop freaking corkscrewing. And I'm not sure if it's NASA's tech that does this, or if it's the type of bird it is, the type of design the plane is to do this. Okay, now one thing which we're going to do that's going to make this a little bit strange, okay? Like when you unfold it, you'll notice that you should notice, you got a lot of stress going on here, because obviously the wings want to go out, but this pocket that you've created now does not want to let it go out. Lately what I've been doing is unfolding this to allow that to function, you know, to like fold back out and like, there, it relaxes. Now, but this is what NASA was like worried about, because he always deals with a lot of stress. What we're going to do, and what I've done with all of these actually, is we're going to cut this seam. That keel fold, the original fold, the straight down the middle there, right on the inside, that's the thing that's causing the stress that holds it up. You're going to cut that all the way to the nose, right down the crease, because it'll take the stress away. And something simple like that, something stupid, and I've been realizing, like, you know what? I'm probably going to start doing this on more aircraft to take stress away, because it's more important to have the folds match. It's more important to meet the symmetry than it is to actually, like, maintain the stress. I mean, if you've got a plane that really does need the stress, you obviously have to keep that. But for the most part, I'm just interested in making sure the damn folds are the same. So basically, I'm taking that out, because now when you unfold it, there's no stress anymore. The wings can go back to where they want to go. So, and it's funny because, like, you cut that, but the thing is you're going to cut a lot of this off. So, all right. So you got your plane now. You got this to the outside. Now this is a semi-crucial part, because here's the point where you could either make this side the out or this side the out. Depends on what you want it to look like, because this plane is going to look like this. I'm going to build a black version of this one. So what we're going to do is, for the purpose of this, and actually I didn't need to cut it to reduce that stress, but I did because I want to follow that body style, is now, all right, now you got this, we're going to form the anhedrals. Now if you want to NASA's it like I've been doing, and I'd actually kind of prefer you guys to do that, because I'm really trying to get that to work, the spider stuff I've been talking about. So if you fold the anhedrals, which are going to form here, give them a little bit of a, what would be called a downward slant right now. It'll be a forward slant, but it's a downward slant. So you want to kick it like something like that. I'm not going to crease this because I want to detect this one. But like basically that, if you can see what I'm trying to do there, it's like, you get what I mean. You're not trying to follow the body line, which would be a straight across fold here. I'm going to do that. I'd like y'all not to, but if you do, it's fine. So I'm gonna make it straight. So I'm just gonna make my tip follow the trailing edge. You guys should have one. Again, I mean, like just taking another one of these, you're gonna have it like this. It's gonna be kind of like a, you get it, you're right. It's more toward, there's a slant. So, and then flip it over, and whatever fold you happen to make, doesn't matter what it is. Repeat that on the other side. Again, symmetry, people. Follow your creases. Make sure they're the same, because that's probably the most important piece that you do. Alright. Then we have the wings. Okay, so again, now this one I will maintain a little bit of spider because I still want this part to work more than anything. Upward slant to downward slant to the rudder. So you want the nose kind of high while you want the rudder area kind of low. I highly suggest you do not take it down to nothing. That has not worked. The smaller I've made it, the worse it's got. So, again, slant it. Just whatever degree. I'm not going to make it official. But just so long as the back end is lower than the front. Do not make it straight. And try not to make it too severe. Because these planes don't seem to like severe. That's what's causing the corkscrew problems. Oh my god, I messed it up. Try not to mess it up either. If you second guess yourself when you're making this fold could turn out to be, this could be the source of the problem. I mean, because like if you don't make a straight line kind of fold, your wing could warp and you'll never recover it. In which case you may as well destroy the plane. So, and then, of course, once you've got your downward slant, I like to call it, because I consider the front the up, so if it's an upward slant, which you hardly ever do, but if you do it, it's downward slant to the rudder, then this one's upwards. Jesus Christ, there's some, oh, man. There's some wing warping on this plane. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This could be what causes my problems. It's like somewhere in the fold, because like the angles are tough to... That downward slope that NASA's does with spiders is really challenging, believe it or not. So, okay. So then you got that. See, it's not matching up. So I killed it somewhere somehow. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to maintain these. Some odd reason or another, I think what I did was I probably haven't matched up the rudder with... I'm going to measure it because I'm trying to be really technical about this. Oof. 9/16? Five eighths. No, it's more like 5/8. Okay. So it's 5/8 there to... Oh, Lord. I barely put a slant on this thing at all. No wonder it's got a problem. It's higher in the front, but barely. Okay, I'm going to have to refold this. I've destroyed the integrity of this thing. I'm supposed to make a slant, damn it. All right, hold on. Bear with me. I got to redo this. I have to have a slant. There's not really a point to doing this if I don't have one. You guys got one on there? Like, is it severe? I wouldn't recommend doing, like, you know, an inch to a half inch or something like that. I mean, like a gentle... Basically, what you're following, the obverse of what you're doing in your anhedrals. God, I didn't even give it one. No wonder this is such a problem. I'm sitting here trying to form one that I took out. Oh, that's not going to be cool. And see, if you crease the way I crease, if you use your fingernails and crease it, or you use something to crease it, like other people might be like, your fingernails are sensitive or whatever, so you can't use them, so you use like any other hard object, like a stapler you may have or whatever. No shame in that game, but... If you use that, you make the crease, you're almost dedicated to making the plane that way, you know? So, I gotta do what I can to take this crease out and then reform something so I can have a slant, because there's barely any slant to this. Sorry, Mark. I'm trying to maintain a slant here. Okay, so, what I need to do is keep the back. God damn it, it wants to roll. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I got it. Now I got it. All right. All right. You may have to unfold the anhedral to make sure that you, like, don't poof it. Because another thing you don't want to do is have the wings poof out on you. That can be tricky. So, and you know what I'm talking about. Your wing pockets will fold out or something like that, and they'll just get, like, it won't be sharp. And you don't like sharp unless you taper it. See what I did there, Robert? Yeah. I mean, tapering solves all the problems. Don't get me wrong. Just for those of us that are trying to get it done without the use of the mass abundance of tape, you know, we're just trying. We're struggling along. Oh, my bad. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mountain photos. All right, so here we go. Yeah, basic copy paper. Okay, so, all right, so you got the body, right? Okay, you got it folded. Now, we're almost done. You have the anhedrals. Okay, but while it's like this, when your wings are down, you're going to make that nose cut that everybody gets, all right? Because what you won't do is, actually, we're not going to do this. Normally, we're not going to do this. We're going to make it a little bit different. Normally, you follow this line. You know, the wing line is where I would tell you to cut it. We're not going to do that. We're going to make this one a little bit less severe. It's part of the experiment, but also the original wasn't that severe either. So I just like having that folded back cut. So as long as you're somewhere in that zone, you cut the nose. And I mean, like, dude, that really makes you cringe when you do it because you know you're taking out a lot of the plane. But that's what this thing is, dude. So you cut it there. And as you can see, you may be able to see that I've got a little bit of nose on the fuselage sticking out over the wing. I didn't exactly follow that cut. For some odd reason, this one looks more severe than it does. Normally, I would say follow the cut, but and then make your folds. Make sure everything's nice and crisp before you refold to the end. You know, hold your pockets down. I'm making sure I'm not poofing anywhere. Get my pockets back in place. Have my anhedrals here. And that's basically it. You have that design. You have what I've been working with. This is ND21-1. I'm still kind of unofficial. I haven't called it that yet because I haven't really got the fucking function. I'm sorry, the photograph to function. So now typically what I do with these, you've seen it most of the time. There's usually a staple right there at the extreme tip. Sorry, you can't really tell that from the angle, but can you? Why is that not showing up? It's right there. Dude, fingers. See that? There's a staple there at the extreme tip of what this is, the nose. I don't know if I like that. Well, this point, it really is well balanced. If you, like, I don't know if you have it handy. Wait, the hell is that? There it is. God, missing every time. If you have a tweezers handy, you can grab the plane and see, actually, the center of gravity is, the plane's pretty well balanced. It's about where you'd expect it to be, even with the nose missing, which almost makes you wonder, like, where the hell would the center of gravity be if you didn't have it? That's about midpoint. That's where I throw it from. So, it's center of gravity. It's very crucial to most of these planes, especially if you want to develop a glider. Because, like, Banshee, for example, Banshee's center of gravity is, like, up here. That's why it's a stunner. Even with all this wing, it stunts because the center of gravity is here. With that paperclip, it moves. So, yeah. But this thing, the center of gravity is about right there. Right about where that fold goes in. Which is approximately where you think it would need to be. I mean, seriously, besides the corkscrewing, the glideability of this plane is great. You will find that it glides fine. It just has a problem with corkscrewing. And again, that may have to do with the length of it. Okay, so anyway, so you got that. I would suggest taping it. You only need a couple small pieces for this. This is borrowed from OAE because he's the king of doing the little ones. So, I suggest doing one right up here near the leading edge of the nose at the top to hold this holds the body together. And you could like put the square piece up here and then fold down along the leading edge. So there's one piece right there. I'm sorry, pay attention. Yeah, see that? Yeah, you can't see. Yeah, there you go. And then, because like when you cut, you have this, like, you have these. I've been trying to see if I can get these to work when they're like canards, but I'd rather not right now because I'm still working with the design. But future canards are a possibility. Then take a smaller piece, a smaller piece, because I don't really want to screw at the center of gravity that much, and put it anywhere along the bottom, along the keel, to hold that down. In this one's case, I put that there we go. Alright, so you see it, it's like bleeding it, it's like half and half. It's somewhat on the black and it's somewhat on this because the white there. Because again, anything that's black here on the bottom should be flapping around a little bit if you did all the cuts that I did. So that needs to hold it down. But you can't have a lot. And I don't like having tape on this, the actual nose, because there's almost no need. Plus you need this because until I make canards out of it, this needs to stay against the body. Well, yeah, you do that. That's true. So, I mean, with a hitch, you're right, and that is potential. So this one's pretty straight. So it should come out pretty straight, and basically that's it. And you will notice, actually, once you take the nose off it, that's a bulk majority of this thing's paper. So a lot of it comes out. So, well, there you have it. This is the plane I have been dealing with the past month. Thinking I had ND19-3 when really I've got a newer design here. And I would if I can get this bastard to stop corkscrewing. So maybe you guys can do it. Feel free, take it out, see if you can have this thing do something. Because right now, I can't get it to stop corkscrewing. And the thing about this is too is I know I've just got you. I've just got you. Because you guys are now going to go through the same thing that I've been going through. You can't just figure this plane out with one plane. You're going to have to build more. There's no way to learn, like what you can from this one design. And any of you that have built test planes know what I'm talking about. So, but like, seriously, you're going to have to build more. You can't just build this one. So you've already committed. You're going to be like me. You're like, well, what about if the anhedrals, if you guys have them, you got them pinched, what are they going to do if they're straight? Like mine on this one are. But this one's aren't. This is the same plane. These are all the same planes. You just built these planes that I've been dealing with. So, instead, these are pinched in like spiders, like NASA's Spider. There's a more severe slant to the fuselage on these. This one that I just built doesn't have that. Yours, I don't know what you did with yours, but did you guys do that? I mean, like, are yours, you got a pinch on it? So I'm anxious to see how this one's going to be because this one is like more of a straight-on, mostly a straight-on bird compared to the ones that I've done recently. So this will be something new. And I'm anxious to see what kind of findings you get in from this because we can share in the testing on this. Yeah, this is the thing I've been taking out most. Like, if you look on the calendar, okay, good. No, good, yeah. I've been working this one like crazy. This is basically taking my month of April. I'm flying the hell out of this damn thing, trying to figure out how to get flight out of it, So this actually, I was going to build this too because I had not built a plane today. So this is my one a day. And it's complete. And it's, man, if this one sucks, I'm throwing in a damn towel. That's not true. I'm not going to call it quits on it yet, but I am a little more intrigued now knowing that this is not ND19. So, and I need to coat this one too. If, while you have it like this, might be a good time to coat it. Hint, hint. I'm just saying. I like putting date codes on there because I like having a plane 20 years from now and say, oh yeah, I remember that plane from 20 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying. But anyway. I'm truly speaking, I'm normally better about that. I would have told you to coat it while I was still in the fuselage stage because it's a little bit harder once everything's folded on there. But I usually keep a book handy to write on it, so a hardcover book so I can have something to write and then figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. This one, if this one turns into anything, this one I'm going to have on my channel. So I'll get you guys involved in this ND20 thing or ND21 thing. But if this turns out to be ND21-1 or 2, this plane, yeah, this one was hot. This one was pretty hot. So again, they don't look too much. Nothing special. But I do have 3 other ideas I'm in R&D on. So yeah, I know, right? Yeah. My address? Or are you talking about him? Sorry, I just noticed that now. What do you mean my address? Which one? And by still the same, do you mean... You weren't asking Avi, were you asking me? Or I just want to make sure, because when you said address, I was like curious, like, do you mean the address of the house that I just moved into? That we've almost been we've been in, but we haven't been here yet, but it's getting to be that close. So yeah, we've had the address for a little while, but not that long. Anyway, so by all means, and yeah, you're gonna want to build more of these. You can't just build this one. I highly recommend cutting some stuff into it. Okay, yeah. The address is the same as has been since June of last year. Current base. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, it looks to be what it will be for the foreseeable future, anyway. Did you get me? Speaking of which, did you get me the info as to where you're going to put your bases down, or a base? Was it 1 or is it 2? I want to make sure I lock those down for you. So, anyway, and other thing about this one, obviously, since I'm having you involved in the test or anything, cool. Cool. Feel free to tweak the hell out of it. You may need to give it what we've been calling the floating rudders. You may want to cut your anhedrals in the back end here so you can get the rudders to move back and right. You may want to cut the actual rudder. So, you're working on the yaw because, again, I swear to God, I think the corkscrew's coming from the yaw, but it literally could be coming from the lack of nose. And my point on this damn thing is I want this plane to have a lack of nose because I really want this to work. So it really does look funky with this Frankenstein-like nose because this thing's got more nose than the other ones do. I mean, you'll notice the severe rake of this one versus this one, the angle. And that is, of course, because, again, when I fold this one, I cut and follow the leading edge. So this is the same as the leading edge, whereas this one obviously wasn't. Well, this one might not be either. That one looks severe. Anyway, one of these times, one of these ways, we're going to get this damn thing to work. And if you guys get involved and then I end up using this plane, I know that you'll help me have made my next plane somehow or another. I'm probably going to do this with Valkyrie, too. Because I would, I know Mark wasn't big into it for some reason, but that dolt ain't here, so I'm going to ask. So I might get y'all involved in a build and, hey, guys, let's work on Valkyrie, because I've had Valkyrie in my stables now. I mean, I've never ever done this before, but the damn thing has a name, and yet I still can't get it to fly right. So, what did he just post it, or? I'm taking a look. Yeah, Valkyrie has been in my test fleet so long, and it has a name, and it's the coolest looking bird ever, but it doesn't fly for crap. And it really is kind of aggravating. So, I'm might be time to bring some other people in on there and see if I could get... Oh, yeah, he did put something new in there. I saw that he just posted that one up. I don't know if you guys noticed that future inverse fleet, which is funny because it looks like not Project Mothership, but when the aerial demonstration team we've been talking about. Okay, it's kind of like Project Mothership, but KIA and I were working on that because we think that's how the aerial demonstration team is going to be. Is pocket-sized fighters, about 5 of them or so, mounted on the back of a huge plane, and like they take off independently from your hand. I can't remember. There's a video out there of that. It's old. It's one of the first ones I posted. There's definitely pictures. And if I was ready, I could show these to you, but I'm not ready. So, man, everybody's got a Valkyrie, don't we? It's a good name. Yeah. Yeah, you share yours, and I'll share mine, and you can get mine to work. Dude, seriously, mine probably needs tapering. That could be what makes it not work. I mean, I know various reasons why it's not working. It just pisses me off that it doesn't. It should have worked. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I've got it in here. I'm totally not ready for this. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Good crikey, mate. I don't bloody know if I've actually got this thing in here or not. I'm going to take a look here. I don't know why I lapsed into British right there. I apologize. I can't remember if on the channel we actually did do this. Gotta go back to the library here just to make sure. Did you also notice that there's a Robert, this is aimed at you. There's somebody a week ago that posted up rubber band paper airplane launchers. Like literally, I was like, did he come to you first? Where the hell did this come from? It's on Siddharth Creations. Did you see that? Yeah, dude, that makes me like, you know, I was wondering, because like this is like straight out of your book, you know what I'm saying? That one there. Yeah, when I saw that I was like, no way. Did he talk to you? You talked to him? Where did he get that crap from? You know what I mean? So anyway, hold on a minute, let me see if it's in here. I gotta see if it's in here. Don't play the video. You're such a nut. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They are in here. Okay. So, I'll show you these are the ones like he did that. You're just pointing out to HPA Pline. How do you pronounce that? H Pline, whatever the hell. He did that inverse thing, you know. And it's like a stack of fighters. We did this one here a while back. That was our mothership thing. I know, right? Yeah, that is his one thing. That's what I'm saying. You didn't talk to him, did you? I mean, it's like, okay. I still have, like, paper. I have rubber band launchers from the ones I borrowed from, like, remember those balsa wood gliders? Gillo's balsa wood gliders? I still got the one from that. Because, like, you used to be able to get a rubber band tied to a stick on that. I've got that one. Don't care. But, you know, I have it. So, we did do that, which I hate trying to say YouTube names. You know! The one that he was pointing out over there. Where? HPAP line? Is it HPAP? I don't know. Yeah, that. There, I'm putting it up there. Oh yes, I like doing that, and you have to call it stunt so people understand. But I mean, like, again, in IVPAC parlance, that's our close support planes. Our stunters are our close support planes. Sometimes the attackers. In our case, my case, Banshee definitely, but Goblin too. Diamant is a little bit longer range than that, which is why I myself need to have that fly off, because I need to make sure I lock these down, because I need planes to go into the reserves. So I'm looking at these and thinking, which ones can I have that go to reserves, you know? These are the planes I talk about. I consider for like, oh, hey, this one's good, this one's good, this one can go. I tried putting Banshee in the reserves. That didn't last. Banshee came out. And now I've been working with it, so now it's going to stay out because, well, it's cool. I mean, Banshee should go in the reserves. It's 20 years old now, but, yeah. There will eventually be a Banshee How to Build 2. Once I figure out what plane is, like, what I like about it or whatever. So, you know, would be cool. I'd like to get other members like involved as far as, well, members, excuse me, but like other people involved. So, like Robert, you said, like, did you ever get in touch with Foldable? See what, like, and then again, like, once Mark gets back in here, we might be able to get you up in the show. So, having our window there, that'd be cool. Okay, he's talking about getting back online, but that's one of the reasons why we were talking about changing the night of the weekly show. So, once we figure out, like, what works for everybody, what time and what day. You did? Yeah. I know. He probably I bet he probably wants to, like, do a one-on-one first, or... But yeah. Okay, so... the hell was I going to do with that? So the slanting, that's kind of where I was segueing into, like it says today's topics, was making those slants work, because I was really trying to, you know, stick with that, because, like, those slants are so tricky. Getting the, you know, getting the right slant, the slope, slant, whatever you want to call it, for the fuselage and wing meetup is, like, so tricky. You want to make sure you see how that would happen. If you get the crease right in one section, like, you almost need to fold an edge. If you get the crease right in one section, you may not get it right in the other section. So it can warp your wings. And I see that doing that might actually be one of the reasons why most of these have not been working. I may actually have been inadvertently warping these wings, because if you get a straight, you don't know if you do it subtle, but, like, if you do a straight, if you're trying to do a slope, but you do it straight here and then slope down there, whereas the other one just gets it right, you may have a problem. So if you can follow that logic along, and you're not going to want to do that. So, I mean, I don't know. Some of these planes also, it's a matter of material. Robert, that angle is also going to be more intriguing to you, because these, so far, these have been flying better with stronger bond, which right away, that should have been an indicator to me that they weren't working as well, because the true ND913, of which this is one, this is the one I took apart to make sure I was doing it right. The ND19-3, this one works really good without the stronger bond paper. And so far, I keep calling it this, ND21-1 here has been working well with a little bit thicker, a little stronger bond. So, ideally, I like getting them to work with regular bond paper, because it's just more readily available. Any and everybody just throws this out, because, again, we're living in the 21st century, but we still can't stop using freaking paper. Just don't understand. But anyway, yeah, that right there, like, I'm trying to... I always try to make sure that they work without using it, because, again, it keeps us cheaper. I mean, once you get advanced enough, Robert, like you and I, you know, like anybody who's been doing it a while, then sure, go right ahead, make a damn thing out of whatever the hell. Wow, something holding it together. Make a damn plane out of whatever you want. But I mean, when you're starting out, especially if you're starting out at 8, 5, what have you, 3, 7. And by that I mean years old. You know, you just can't rush out and taper something. You can't buy a whole roll of tape to waste on a paper plane, or you can't buy, like, extra bonded or whatever. You may have construction paper, which in of itself is pretty good, but, you know, you don't have the plethora of options that we have as adults. So I just like to keep it simple for everybody, and usually you have a sheet of paper on hand. No, we're not. I started late. I'm going to finish up early because, again, we're trying to keep this down. And besides, I got a show to do on Friday. Dude, seriously, I'm trying to do, like, I got involved in something again. Family life gets in the way. I am not kidding. It seems like so far, each one of my Fridays has been taken up by I can't be home, even when I know I got to get this show done. I really need the time. So, and that's actually one of the things I want to do tonight is once I get off the show, I'm going to try to manipulate my video enough so that it's freaking ready. Amen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so good luck to you guys with ND21-1 if I sees fit. You've built this. Let me get that one out of here because that's not what it is. By all means, please, like, do a flight video. Let me see what you got, Robert, especially you. But Abby, if you manage to do one, I'd like to see how this thing turns out. And crank me up some ideas on there. You can post them on our Facebook page. You can put them up on here. You could just message me back, whatever. But if you find something, let me know. I'll be sure to try it on some of these. I want to get this one, obviously, I built in front of you, never flown. I got to see if this one's even going to work. You know. I'm kind of anxious. It looks good, but then again, these two look good. This thing looks really good. It still looks good, but it flies like crap. Even with Delta Diamonds, it flies like crap, which is aggravating. Usually, I don't like them over the top, but they're so helpful because it's like adding a tailplane without the tailplane, you know, because you fold the tips down or up and you've got a tailplane. So, I mean, in a way, that makes Delta Diamonds cool. And yet, I can't get this damn thing to fly. So, and again, by all means, please, build more of these things. I'd like to see them work eventually somehow. More power to you guys. I hope to get flying. I did that. I was at 13. I don't actually know if I was at Red Bull 13. I'm trying to remember. I was at one of them about that time, but I don't know if it was 13. I participated in one, like one of the first ones, and was at another one, like a couple of years later. As far as the paper airplane flights. You know what I mean? So, anyway, yeah, creasing, folding, slanting, got it all down. You got your birds. I hope you coated them. For us guys, us IVPAC members, if you coat it, if you want to fin coat it, just go ahead and put the XP on there. I'm not asking for, like, I only just ask for the dates. But since this one isn't even really part of it, I'm not going to say, like, yeah, this is my number. I mean, I've got 6 of them in my test fleet, even though one is toast. And there will probably be a couple more. I hope you get it to work. Or at least I hope you can tell me what you did to yours to get it to work. So I can get mine to work. I expect good things. Anyway, Future Glider. Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, I saw where the link was, so we'll be sure to check it out. But in the meantime, I think we got everything covered. I'm sorry I started a little late, but I'm going to cut it a little short because I got work to do. People got work to do. Robert's got to send me where his place is so I can get this right. You know how it goes. Yeah. Oh, don't even give me that. I hate it when people post fake crap. Not for real, dude. Not for real. Anyway, make you a little test fleet. By all means, as well. Make you a little test fleet so you have, like, about, a small squadron of these and see if you can get them to work for me. For you. For everybody. Because we need something. You know what I mean? Like, these are cool, but just something to help. Why does he always call them future? Anyhow, so yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that. Hope you all get out there and get some flights. Yeah, it was good talking. Robert, thank you for coming out, bro. Avi, thanks for coming. Always a pleasure having you here. Oh yeah, I missed you. Nasties, we definitely missed you. Kay, come on, man. Gotta hook your big butt up in here. Anyway, so anyway, we'll close it at that. There you go, buddy. There you go. You know what we always say, just like Abby said. Keep them flying.